Welcome to Ask Your Spirit Guides with Dr. Victoria Shaw, your weekly gateway to divine guidance and soul alignment. Each week, intuitive counselor and spiritual teacher Dr. Victoria Shaw connects with spirit to bring through live channeled messages from your personal guides, offering clarity, healing, and support on your journey. Whether you receive a personal reading or simply tune in, know that every episode delivers a powerful energetic transmission meant just for you. We're live every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific on SoulSearch TV, streaming online on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our mobile app. Take a deep breath, open your heart, and prepare to receive. This is Ask Your Spirit Guides, and your journey starts now.
Welcome, everyone, to Ask Your Spirit Guides with Dr. Victoria Shaw. My name is Allison, and I am privileged to stand in for Tangela, founder of SoulSearch and SoulSearch TV, where you can watch replays of this and prior episodes, and be sure to catch Victoria's original series, Living in Alignment. We were just talking about the start of season 2 coming up soon, so you'll want to catch up on season 1 and stay tuned for news of upcoming season 2. We want to thank you all for being part of this premiere season of Ask Your Spirit Guides live readings with Dr. Victoria Shaw. This journey has been truly exceptional week after week, and we are not quite done yet. We are so looking forward to an enlightening and insightful journey this evening with Dr. Shaw, a lifelong intuitive, an amazing spiritual guide and counselor, all combined with her doctorate in psychology from Princeton University, giving her and you and us uniquely delivered messages from your and our spirit guides. If you've been watching or listening each week, you'll have received many messages already from your spirit guides, as they not only speak to you directly, but also through others. The wonderful thing about live readings is that very often we hear additional insights in the stories of others. So take a deep breath, shake loose the day, and get ready to receive. Welcome to our finale, episode 14. And welcome, Victoria.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you. I can't believe we've done 14 of this. It's been so much fun, right?
It has been terrific fun.
It's been so much fun. So today, if you notice, I have a twin over here. I'm here with the beautiful Monet, and Monet is with me today because I'm always trying to do those things. I'm so used to owning the Zoom. Anyway, Monet is one of our featured people in season 2 of Living in Alignment. And she was part of the beautiful Living in Alignment retreat that we did last year at Cactus Blossom Retreat. And so she happened to be in town, and I wanted to share her with all of you. And also, so Monet, hi.
Hi.
And I also,
having me.
yay. And I also want to hear, what was your experience being on that retreat? Because
it was wonderful. It was just really felt like coming home to yourself and coming home to a community of amazing individuals, and then to have Victoria be there and to channel some insight and to help us to connect with where we want to go next, what we're feeling, and just to bring new awareness, new consciousness to our paths. It was just a great experience.
Beautiful.
Great individual and collective experience.
Yeah, it was really fun for me too. So for those of you who don't know, season 2 of Living in Alignment, season 1, and go back and check that one out, is a series of 8 intuitive readings that I did with some amazing souls, because we learn so much from each other's stories. So so we can follow each person's journey. And a few of those people actually came back for season 2. Monet was only a season 2 visitor. But season 2, we took 10 women through a transformative retreat at Cactus Blossom Retreat here outside of San Diego. And it was so much fun to film. It was so much fun to do. And it shows you how transformative these experiences can be. And so it was so much fun. And I'm excited to share everyone's stories with you, because some really powerful things happen. And I think, even if you couldn't have been there, you're going to enjoy living vicariously and getting messages, through watching the other participants. But Monet, What do you think? It's been now, so it's taken us a little time in post-production, but it's been almost a year.
Yeah. So
Since it's
like
been almost
exactly
a year since the retreat. Like, what's new in your life? Like how
so much is new in my life. And I feel like one of the things that came up for me there was like it's not anything earth shattering, but feeling like it could be easy. Like, let it be easy. Like, things can just happen easy. They can flow. And I really feel like my life this entire year was like a big, beautiful snowball. And, one thing led to another. And I really do feel like a lot manifested this year from that time. And it feels like, yeah, it could be easy. It really, yeah, it's a really beautiful.
That's beautiful
Realization and
I
takeaway.
love that.
Thank you.
And we usually start these episodes with a little bit of guidance from the guides, and I think we got that covered. I love that message, and that came through for a lot of people. This idea, Abby Williams, who's going to be episode 1, and she was on my podcast last week. So we're getting a lot of checking in with everyone to see how they've been doing. I know that was a big one for her too. It came up a lot in the episode. And I think sometimes we believe as human beings or spiritual beings having this human experience that life has to be hard. We've been taught it has to be hard. You have to struggle. You have to earn it, and nothing could be further from the truth.
Yeah.
Nothing can be further for the truth. And really for me, living in alignment is learning to go with that flow. And it doesn't mean that sometimes, you don't have a bad day or a problem to solve. It's part of the human experience, but it means that we don't identify ourselves anymore with I'm the person who struggles. I'm the person who needs to validate my worth by working hard. I'm the person that needs to make it happen. We start to understand that there's a deeper flow, there's a deeper, rhythm, and that when we learn to align with and listen to that, and then have all of our action and our doing in alignment, right? With those intuitive nudges, with the things that excite us, with the things that we're curious about. And we even the guides say, just really accept this idea that life can be easy. Yeah. It can be easy. It can be joyful. It can just flow. Life just gets ridiculously awesome.
Exponentially better.
I love that. Exponentially better. So yay. Thank you, Monet. I'm giving you the biggest hug. She's going to run off now and get me dinner, but I wanted to invite her to share and give you a little teaser for season 2 and a little wisdom, which I think that was perfect. And now I'm ready for my first reading.
The best people.
I have the best people. I totally have the best people. And full disclosure, Monet, I've known Monet her entire life. She's actually my cousin. And, when I started doing this intuitive work like 15 years ago, I didn't, how some things about your family, you don't know other things, but Monet was totally jibing with it. Like, she was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this work. And she was just pivotal in the beginning of my work, like just connecting me with other people and supporting me. And so like, it was really fun to have her participate in this next leg of the journey, because she's a rock star.
That's incredibly special.
Yeah.
Well, we'd like to welcome Alisia to the room, and we'll get you on camera.
Is it working? Sorry.
Yeah, I see you great. Hi, Alisia.
Hi, how are you?
I'm beautiful. Tell me what you'd like guidance on today.
I think I'm having trouble right now with like maybe deception. I can't tell what is real right now with friendships and love.
Okay.
Just a little bit background information. I feel like right now I'll like date guys and then there's like weird energy that goes on. And then they end up being like really weird towards me. They end it and then they like completely cut contact. And it's really weird because I don't think I'm doing anything. I'm like being sweet and like normal, but it's just like they burn bridges with me. And I don't know why, or they start like being really mean towards me. And then now I'm feeling that way towards like friendships too, where like I think one of my friendships that I have currently is like being deceptive or not telling me if something's wrong. And I'm really confused because that friendship I've been friends with forever. And so I don't know what the issue is, but then whenever it's confronted, I like try to talk about it, but then they avoid the situation.
Okay.
So I'm like, yes.
I got enough. I'm going to tune into your sweet energy. Just tuning in, getting a beautiful bubble of light, asking to connect to our highest guidance, releasing expectations, and asking that this reading serves the highest good. And then I'm just tuning into your sweet energy. Yeah, I can see it. And I think that, do you find that you get kind of angry easily?
No, I would say that I have passionate energy, but I don't show it. I'm not too reactive. I try to be the most level-headed I can. Or I become avoidant if so. But I think I hold in a lot of anger and I don't show my anger.
Okay. Because when I tune into your energy, I just feel that you're sensitive and a lot of things touch you. A lot of things kind of irritate you. And like exactly what you said, how do I get this from your guides? They're telling me to go really gentle with you. So I'm going to go really gentle with you because they say that you're a rock star and you're beautiful. So don't take this as criticism at all. It's all coming from an absolute loving place. But they say that your heart has been hurt a little bit over the years. Like you've learned, and you learned some of this from your family too. Like, and I don't even know if it's personal experience, but also just the way they talk about people or
Yeah.
other people. Like, so you've learned to not really trust. So there's just this deep well of distrust in you. This longer friend we're going to talk about in a minute because that's a more complicated situation. And I think it's going to be okay. But what that friend is telling me is that sometimes you can be a little tricky to deal with. Like the friend loves you, but like sometimes what they're telling me, if I'm reading their energy correctly, and I don't usually I'd ask for a first name, but if you want to give me one, just give it to me in the chat because I don't want that this person didn't ask to be a part of this. But what I feel is that person sometimes feels like it's a little bit like a minefield when they're talking to you on these things, so that, and they're a little annoyed right now because they don't want to walk on that minefield with you. They say she tends to be kind of, and this is their perspective, Alisia. So like, it doesn't mean that it's right. It's just what they think, and how they experience you. They do love you. But they're just saying that you can just be a little bit like reactive, jumpy, like they don't know what to say. And they're a little bit annoyed by like even the question that something is wrong. Okay. I also see from your perspective that this person can be a little, the word that comes through is blasé, like just a little like they don't take certain things as seriously as you do. Does that make sense? And so things that would bother you and that are serious to you, like it's not important to them. It's like they don't see why it's a big deal. But there's a part of you, I think, that feels a little bit disregarded, that they don't think something's a big deal when you do. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah. I guess I'm just confused because I don't even know what the problem is.
I don't think there is
I
a
don't.
problem. I think it's one of those situations where you think there's a problem and she thinks that you're overreacting and like she just doesn't even want to touch it. That's my read. So you're kind of think like maybe she said something that was unkind, right? Like a flippant remark or something bothered her. Or she did something and it annoyed you or upset you and it hurt you inside and inside, like it just feels like, like you swallowed a bunch of razor blades, right? Just from that one thing, but she's already over it. Like she doesn't even kind of know what like, it wasn't a big deal to her, but it's a big deal to you. Right. But like, she just wants to move on. Does that make sense?
I feel like it's the other way around. Like
Okay.
like
You're in your life. I may not be getting it right. Yeah. Keep
I
going.
feel like it's because I was told that something was wrong and I didn't know what happened, like if I did something wrong. And so it's like I keep trying to solve it by like asking, but she won't tell me. I don't know.
Is
I don't,
she pushing you away, or is she wanting to just get on with it and not talk about it?
she's pushing me away where she told me that there was a problem between us. And so then I asked her what that is, and then she pushed it away, and then I just let her be. And then just I'm waiting for her to really feel comfortable for me or to talk to me, but she hasn't. So I'm like confused, like
Okay.
where the energy lies.
Okay.
So I don't know. I was
Give me the first
confronted
name
with,
in the chat, please. Could you want to do
okay.
that just so I can see it? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my left brain counseling brain person is saying that's never a good move. Thank you. You know, people should tell you, they shouldn't tell you, but that to me strikes someone who may have some issues to tell you there's a problem. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'll tell you when I'm ready. That puts you in a really rough spot. And it's not really fair to your sweet little heart. So again, my brain, before I'm tuning in intuitively, is not loving that situation, but let me tune into you guys together. Ah, yeah, she's in a little bit of a pickle. Again, I think she doesn't want to tell you or doesn't want to talk about it because of the way that you react or respond when she says things. And that you tend to be, she says, oversensitive, but also the word that she's giving me, and this is just what I'm getting from her energy, is knee-jerk defensive. So it's sometimes hard for her to say this, that, or the other thing because you immediately like kind of take offense. That's kind of what I get. And I don't know what your experience is and if that, but that's kind of her experience. I really don't think like it sounds like it's a big deal by the way that she's talking about it. And I could be wrong because, you know, no one's 100%. But I really do feel that, you know, it will probably blow over if you just take the step back and leave it be. But I would look at somebody that, you know, like at some point, if you do loop back, ask her, you know, why did you need to tell, you know, I guess she needed to tell you because she needs to take a break or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But I want to tune in and see what, go ahead.
Oh, and then I'm confused about like the guys I'm dating. Or like they just come and go. And I mean, I just pretty much try to be like easygoing where like nothing's too serious, like unless it gets to be too serious. But then I see a switch where I think they get too comfortable with me and then they start being mean to me. And it's just like weird. I feel like I haven't really had like normal dating situations, that they've all turned like very, I don't know if it's jealousy or like intimidation, or they just become very cold-hearted to me. I don't know why.
Okay. Your guys said two things and they seem contradictory to me, but I'm just doing my best to read the energy for you, my friend. The first thing they said is you're kind of picking the wrong guys, right? So that, you know, actually they said three things. The next thing they're saying is it makes a lot more sense to be yourself in a relationship than to try to be who you think they want you to be, you know, because ultimately for you, if you're trying to be who you think they want you to be and you're trying to be easygoing, again, I think you swallow a lot of annoyance, but it still shows that you're annoyed.
Okay.
Okay. And so I think it's better to learn constructive ways to express yourself and say how you're feeling without any neediness, without, you know, and also without take it or leave it. Right. So you can say, for example, like, this is the example that's coming to me. You're dating a guy and all of a sudden you find out that he smokes cigarettes. And, you know, he told you on the dating app or wherever you met him that he's not a smoker, but now you're like at a bar together and he's smoking cigarettes and you don't like cigarettes. Right. And it's just about saying, like, you know what, like, I wasn't aware of this. Tell me a little bit more about the smoking. When's it going to happen? How much is it going to happen? Like, it's okay if you want to smoke, but I may just, I need to understand the parameters of the smoking behavior to know if I want to keep dating you.
Yeah.
right? And it's more of that kind of energy. Like, I think that there's a little bit of a clinging and not wanting them to leave you. But I think that it's more important. I don't want you to be like too aggressive or anything, but just, it's a little bit about kind of trusting yourself, kind of writing down what you think the red flags are. And then, but also learning, I think you need to learn how to assert yourself a little bit better. And when we're asserting ourselves, Alisia, it's not like, it's not aggressive. It's not saying this is the boundary. You need to stop smoking. You lied to me. You said you're not a smoker, and now I see you smoking. That will end a relationship very quickly, right? But it's also not pretending like you don't see he's smoking, or pretending like he didn't say he doesn't smoke, or pretending like you like smoke because you don't want to make a big deal about this fact that he's smoking, because that's a problem too. So again, we find gentle and effective ways to assert the and say, "Ooh, I didn't realize this about you. You led me to believe you were a non-smoker, and I'm not super comfortable with smoking. So let's talk about it." Or you even can observe. You might not have to talk about it at all. You might notice like how often it happens, and you decide for yourself if this is a fit for you. Okay. And that's how I would feel with the men. The other thing that the guides are saying is that, again, you've learned a lot of distrust of people, of men, from your family of origin. I just think a lot of stories have been around people screwing people, or people not being trustworthy. Does that resonate?
I would say maybe more on the emotional side. Definitely, like there's been betrayal, but not like physically. I think I've like around like my family's pretty loyal to each other.
I don't. The betrayal. You learn stories around betrayal. Even the word betrayal is like
I'd say
very
like keeping secrets or doing things behind your back, where um I would say like I don't know how to explain, but it's not like around cheating or anything. It's more like situational, where I would say like my parents have made decisions behind my back.
yeah. There's a lack of trust that you have of people, and their forthrightness, their honesty. But there's also at the same time, I think, a little distrust of yourself, of your own inclinations. And so ideally what we do, right, is when something makes us uncomfortable, whatever that is, first we have to honor it, even if we're being irrational. I've been angry about things that I know, like I have no business being angry about them, but I'm angry about it, right? And so the first thing I always do is I let myself feel into it. I let it be there. I'm the witness for it. Okay. And we process that, and we hold ourselves through it. And so, for example, your parents may have kept something from you, right? And it might have seemed like a huge betrayal because they should have told you. Okay. And you want to honor your perspective and feel it and feel the anger, right? But then if you go to them and yell at them and be betraying you, like you may not have the whole picture yet. So after we process the feelings, we want to kind of tune in and hear our guidance and hear our intuition, sometimes even with curiosity, not aggression, but with curiosity. Wow, it hurts my feelings that you guys did that, without informing me. And I want to understand why that was. And they may say something like, we didn't think that it was, we thought it was a grown-up decision, or we thought that telling you would have made things worse, or, or they might have said like, well, we don't care what you think. But like, be curious, and then you can, and then if that, brings another reaction in you, like, what do you mean you don't care? You sit with that. Cause I would love my parents to care what I think. Right. In this case, I think a lot of these things were things they just didn't, I don't know. They just didn't think it was their place. They thought it was better for them not to tell you and just to do stuff. It's just their culture, how they thought how they thought things should be done. It wasn't intentionally deceptive. It was either for your own good, or because, in their mind, for your own good, or just because it would never have occurred to them to tell you that way. That's just not how they operate. Okay. But again, sometimes we can solve that problem by having that conversation with curiosity, not with, betrayal is a big word. If you like, why did you betray me? That can be a really heavy thing for someone. That's going to bring up someone's ego. When you're like, wow, that felt uncomfortable to me and I wish you had told me and I'd love to understand why you didn't. That opens the door to a conversation. And sometimes it can be a constructive conversation and you can see someone else's perspective, right?
Mhm.
And then in seeing their perspective, you may soften. It doesn't change your perspective. It doesn't change how you experience something. But oftentimes when we understand the other perspective, like then it makes better inroads for compromise. Okay. And
Yeah.
even if we find out their perspective is, I think it's okay to smoke and blow smoke in your face because I like smoking and I like lying on dating apps and, sorry, I shouldn't do that on SoulSearch, but whatever, you know what I mean? Like, even if, well, then you have some information and then you can feel like, ooh, that's okay. That's how he wants to be, or they want, like, and then you can make that choice. Ooh, I don't want to be in this situation. I'm going to walk away. But it's always about feeling our feelings and getting more information. Sometimes it's listening to our intuition. Sometimes it's with curiosity with someone else. Sometimes it's just feeling into it and waiting for more information to arrive. And then when we take action, whatever that action is, it's not a knee jerk. It's not, and we're clear both on what we feel, but that we've been suppressing. So we get that out, but we also are not like acting from there, right? Like that kind of knee jerk, either aggressively or passive aggressively, but we're also like being able to hear our own guidance around the situation better. So did that make sense?
Yeah, that definitely does.
And I think with the men, it's going to be a lot more trust and a little bit more of being yourself and being a little more lovingly and curiously forthright early on when you see those red flags or those signs. And if something isn't working for you, don't think of it as like a disrespect or a betrayal to you. Think about, oh, this is somebody that thinks this is okay to do and I don't. Right?
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right? This is someone who thinks
Yeah.
it's okay to do these things and I don't. And I'm going to find someone that is worthy and aligned with who I am and what I desire. All right. Sending you a ton of love. I hope all that made sense.
Yeah, it did. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And thanks for coming on.
Thanks for coming, Alisia. Iris, would you like to join us on camera and mic?
Hi, Iris. I love your beautiful background and your stuffed animal. I'm a stuffed animal lover too. One visited us last week on the show. How can I support you today?
Well, I was going to ask about an upcoming trip I have planned, and I'm going to be going back to visit my adult children in Atlanta
Okay.
area and family. So I'll be there a while. And I grew up in the South, and I lived in the South many years, and I'm a very spiritual person, very intuitive, and so I raised my kids in like Augusta, Georgia, and we were definitely different than most people. So they always knew mom was different. And now that my children are grown, it's interesting. Neither of them are, quote, spiritual or interested in anything like that. But when I go back to visit, and there's always this, just awkwardness and anxiety that I have because I was used to being rejected by pretty much everybody else. But when I feel that lack of being seen and appreciated for my kids, it's like a deep sadness I have that I have to accept and deal with. And I go in with like as much positivity as I can and cooperation and work with them. But it's like, but the last two trips I've had, each time I would get some sort of what it might appear like food poisoning. I'd get sick in my stomach, and I really feel like it was the stress of the energy.
Yeah. Okay. You ready?
Wow.
I got, you gave me enough to go on and your guys are ready to roll.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing that they say, as soon as you talk about your kids, they love you very much. They love you very much. Okay. And they might think you're a little quirky or a little different or a little whatever, but that's okay. Like, because our kids don't have to agree with us, right? They don't. And sometimes they come around later on, but your kids are definitely pretty conventional, locked down, like, that's okay. But the reframe the guides would like to give you is your kids aren't judging you or rejecting you. They just don't agree with everything about you. And that's okay. They don't have to. They don't have to. They definitely love you. I see a lot of love there, and they're excited that you're coming, and they want to have you be a part of their lives. Okay. So I just want you to know that. And I feel that the rejection feeling, it comes from earlier things. It comes from your family of origin a little bit, where I think that your way of being was not appreciated. And that was very hurtful for you. And so, your kids were your haven, because, when they're kids, you can raise them to believe whatever you want them to believe, and they agree with you, just like your parents were trying to do to you. And so the best thing that you can do is give them freedom of choice and belief, just as you wish that your family had given to you. Okay. And yeah, you got that. Okay. And don't look at it as rejection. Look at it as just a different way of viewing the world. And it's okay. And they do respect you and appreciate you. They think that you're quirky, but like, I would just own it. I would just own it. Like, these are my quirky ways. I have 2 kids, and, they both know what I do, very degrees of open to what I do. And that's okay. And even the one that's, and they've both called me over the years to read things for them. So, because they,
Okay.
to be honest, they know I'm really good, but, varying degrees of how much they accept. And that's okay, because I want my offspring to have their own perspective of the world. And here's the thing. And I know your heart hurts a little bit on this, Iris, because you so deeply want to be understood, and feeling misunderstood about people that came out of your body is like really hard. But understand, it's not that they misunderstand you. They love you. They just want the freedom to see the world their own way. Okay. And it's not a dishonor to you. It's actually a tribute to you that your adult children are able, that you've created the space for your adult children to go their own way and see things their own way. And you never know, they may come around, I think the less you push, the more they'll be curious. But I think being the quirky, fun mom with her own belief systems, I wouldn't suppress it. I wouldn't hide it, but I would also, like, it's agreeing to disagree.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that they're excited I'm coming, because sometimes they don't express that in a way.
Yeah.
It's very,
Yeah.
or they're just, oh, okay, you're coming. And I'm like,
Yeah.
are you excited? They're very low key.
It's just their personality. They love you. They appreciate you. I would venture a guess that when you're pressuring them to feel a certain way, that can feel overwhelming to them, but they're very excited to have you come. They enjoy you. I just pick up that they absolutely love you. They just don't see everything the way that you see it, but they're used to dealing with that. Like, it's fine for them. So I think it's just you recognizing that they don't have to feel how I feel. They don't have to see and they love me. They love me. And, the best gift that you can give to your adult children is to let them, be who they are, have their own way. And I would say too, what will really help you too, and I think you're doing this already, but I'd love you to do it more. Surround yourself with people that get you. Like, when you go back to your family of origin, sure, like they have their own culture, but as an adult, like, and your children too, they're going to figure out things their own way, right? Because that's our job, to raise them to be independent and figure out their own stuff, whether they agree with us or not. It'd be like saying, if you're a staunch Republican and then, your kid votes for the other guy, like, I know that has broken up families, but I don't see why it should, right? We should allow everyone to have their own perspective. And I know that you can see that and you want that for them. But when you're choosing your friends, my friend, I want you to surround yourself by people that are quirky and spiritual and cool like you, because
I have been doing.
I know. And that's your tribe. That's your tribe.
I
and
that's all the way across the country to find my tribe. And I'm so glad I did it.
And you love them and they love you. And so they celebrate you, and your kids celebrate you too, in a way as well. And I even think one of them, do you have a daughter?
I have a daughter.
At first I saw boys, but I see a daughter, and the daughter especially, like, I don't know if she verbalizes it because it's still in the back of her mind. But she thinks it's very brave what you've done. She thinks it's really brave what you've done. And I don't know if she's not as much of a risk taker as you are, especially not socially, but she thinks it's very brave what you've done. And I think you're a really great role model for her. And also the way that you follow your joy, and you take the brave choices to do what's going to make you happy. Like, I don't know if she's in a place in her life right now where that doesn't feel a little bit threatening to her, but down the line, I think it's going to be very beneficial to her. to have you be that role model. Okay. And sometimes we're the role model. Like sometimes I suggest something in a reading or something, and I don't even know if it lands, right? But we're planting seeds. And, we get many bodies too. So when you do you to the best of your ability and you learn to be confident in being who you are without anyone else having to give you validation. I know sometimes that's hard, but the more that you can do that, the more you recognize that by being you, you're offering gems to other people, and they may see it now, they may see it later, but that gem has been offered to your daughter. And I feel at some point in this body or another one, you've inspired her. Okay. Even if you don't have that conversation, I go have fun with them. Are there grandkids?
No.
All right. Well,
They're
go
both
have fun with.
single.
All right. Well, go have fun with the adult kids. Let them be who they are, and don't be afraid to be who you are too. And if you're talking about something that interests you and their little eyes glaze over, that's okay. It's not about you, but they might be interested, right? I think the resistance would be if you try to tell them who they have to be or how they have to feel so that you feel okay. Okay. But I think they're both really proud of you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Sending you so much love. Thank you. Have a great trip. All right.
Thank you, Iris.
You're welcome.
Anna, would you like to join us now?
Unmute.
Okay.
Oh, hello. Okay, start my video.
Yeah, we're
Hi,
on.
it's
Hi.
Anna.
Hi, Anna.
Thank you. Hi.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
And
Go ahead.
launch into it. I was going to ask you what you'd like guidance on today, but you look like you're ready to go.
I'm ready to go. It's so sweet. Tangela's like, do you want to come and get a reading? And I'm like, yes, please.
Yay.
And, tomorrow is, another milestone, another solar return, trip around the sun. And so
Happy birthday.
ironically, 999, the last day of this year for me. And 9 has been a theme for me. So 2 years ago, it was my numerical 9 years. So a lot of things did leave my life. Then for the world, this past year has been a 9 year. So it's been a 1 year for me. So it's been death and rebirth. And again, things pretty massive and major in my life have left. And now this year coming up is a 2 year for me. However, it's a 9 of spades year in the this system called the Cards of Destiny, which I've been following forever.
Okay.
So it's a graduation year. It's also a death card. It doesn't have to be like a physical death. It can be like the death.
Well, the death is one of my favorite cards in the tarot. So,
right?
that's a good card. I love getting that card.
Right.
Yeah. That's
So
transformation and that's
Yes.
that's changing states. And and as someone who talks to dead people for a living, many of them, they're rock stars. But anyway, keep going. Where's the question? I'm here.
Right. So I know that it's a graduation year, right?
Okay.
And part of me is like, okay, I have a little bit of unease because, I'm really used to transformation, and it's just been a lot the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And so I'm really hoping it's that sort of transformation where it's like the letting go of the things that really just no longer serve you to
Okay.
be in alignment of my highest joy.
Okay.
And being a 2 year for me, I would love to call in love into my life.
Okay. Can I stop you for a minute? I want to tell you what's coming through, but then I can ask you more. Okay. You
Sure.
can ask me more because they're kind of ready to go. And they're saying, as you talk about the numerology, and the two things are coming up in the energy in which you speak. And the first thing the guides are saying is you put a lot of pressure on yourself. And they say, stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Live your life, see how it unfolds. It's not like there's this bar now that, the numbers have pushed and I have to figure out how to get over the bar or live up to the task, or you're not failing, you're doing great. And so they say, just don't put so much pressure on yourself. That's the first bit of advice. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then the second thing, and they just say, soften, relax, ease. And the second thing they say, and this is more general, so I think a lot of people resonate with this, but when we have this information like astrology or even intuitive reading, I try not to do this very much, but astrology, numerology, I always attract the mirrors because I'm thinking that I was stressing about my solar return coming up, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is it's I need to hear this too. But what they're saying is just relax. These things they're not to help you worry about controlling life. They're
Mhm.
just, like a little bit of flowing with life. And a lot of these these systems have been imbued, they say, with fear because humans are always trying to control life. So we're trying to get that information and then figure out how we can control it so that it doesn't bite us in the butt. And you're being invited in this period of time, particularly with the transformations that you've been through prior, but also moving forward, just to relax, to let it flow. It's the energy of there's nowhere to go, there's nothing to do, I got this. That's what they would like you to bring in this coming year, because they say, you're always trying to solve the problem, fix things, live up to it. And you've had a tremendous amount of loss or tremendous amount of change. So you really do feel like your butt has been kicked. I do feel like you're moving into an easier period, but as Monet said at the beginning, I forgot that she came in with that message. It's like always perfect, but it can be easy. Start to just suggest this could be easier. This could be easier. And that's what's going to start to shift your energy towards the flow. It really can be easier. And, the other thing that they're saying, and again, this isn't a criticism in any way, shape, or form, because I think that you've had a lot going on. But again, oftentimes it's what we tell ourselves about what's happening that creates our emotional response to what's happening rather than what's happening itself. And though they say you've been through a lot of things that it would take a very, very, very high vibratory, like almost unhumanly high vibratory soul to be like, oh yeah, that's nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, you're a ping pong ball and you're banging against, like you're gonna feel some reverberations like that. Okay. Yeah. But in this metaphor, they say you just went down in the hole and now you get a fresh start. You know what I mean? And the next one is going to be joyous. It's going to be joyous. You're going to feel like, ooh, this is like a amusement park ride. This is so much fun. And that's the energy that they want you to have with it. Okay. And they say there's going to be nothing as crazy as you've already been through before. But again, it's about you to kind of shift your energy, starting to just remind yourself life can be easy. Life can be joyful. Like I can go with the flow. I don't have to figure this out. I don't have to control this. I don't have to worry about this. I just have to trust that I'm ready, that I'm safe, that I'm prepared. And then, listen to the nudges as they arrive. And the other thing the guides say is things that you do for play, for joy, for release are more important to you moving forward in this next year than anything else. So if you like to paint, if you like to, I don't know why I get this read ruins, but like I see you like kind of creating things. There's a creative process. So they gave me those words, but like I see you doing something a little bit different, a little more playful, a little bit more fun. If you like to eat ice cream or pick clover or like whatever those things that you like to do, this is the year to do those things that bring you joy and ease and gentle energy. Like this is the time to express yourself and to enjoy yourself when you're expressing yourself. Okay. And to do the things that feel really good, like walking barefoot, like in the sand. And like, this is just the time in your life to really bring more of those pleasing, soothing, enjoyable, fun things into your life. And they say particularly creative expression, but with the creative expression, you tend to be a little bit of a perfectionist. And I can see that you're also very good at what you create. And you have a really nice way with the creative expression, if I'm reading you correctly, of left brain, right brain play very nicely together. Like when I creatively express, I'm all right brain. But you are very like, they play together really nicely. Like there's intricate, there's like you can be almost like scientific about your creation. And they say that's totally good. That's totally fine as long as it's playful and fun. Right. Okay. And so a lot more of that this year. And they say that's really going to move the energy where you want it to go. And then they say with romantic attachments, you've been through the ringer. And so like, it wasn't a time if you had attracted someone from that energy, you might've let go of some during that energy too. But like, if you attracted someone through that energy, it would have been the wrong kind of connection. Right. And you're really looking for a partner. What they show me is like someone who like rolls up his pants, like to the ankles and then walks in the muddy grass and like jumps around. You're looking for one of those and you weren't ready for one of those until now. Okay. And so they say as you're, doing your playful self and you're reestablishing your trust in life and the idea it doesn't have to be hard, you're reminding yourself too, because Again, spiritual people are the worst at this. We feel that anything that goes wrong in our lives, we must have been doing something wrong. They would like you to let go of that. You're doing everything right. It's just life. And, like we can always get better at surfing the waves, but, surfers fall down all the time. I watch them out of my window day after day for 4 years, and part of surfing is falling, And so when you recognize that and you understand that you're not doing anything wrong, you're just navigating life, and it's mostly really fun. And then every once in a while you get water up your nose. I think it's going to help you relax a little bit and be a little bit more playful. And they say it's that playful energy and awakening that in you that's going to be the shift and the change and get you where you want to go. Plus, life will be fun. You got it?
Got it.
Love it. All right. Thank you, my friend.
Awesome.
Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, now we can.
That's funny. Happy solar return on it.
Yes. Happy solar return.
Thank you.
All right.
Such a beautiful energy.
Yes. What an amazing evening. We had.
We got everyone. All right. Cool.
Yeah, we did. Look at that. Our last guest didn't arrive or re-arrived. She evidently had some technical issues. So
okay.
Here we are.
Beautiful. Yay. All right. Well, thank you guys. This has been so much fun.
It's been tremendous fun. And thank you so much, Victoria, for sharing so much wisdom and joyful expression, even in the nuts and bolts of your messages. It's always delivered with such love and grace and encouragement and joyful just expressions of continuous love. So thank you for sharing all of that, all the guides who arrived to share their messages of love and upliftment and encouragement. We all so benefit from those messages.
Oh, I'm so glad. And I hope some of you guys that didn't get readings on the show too are watching the replays and getting your answers and getting your guidance, because your guides love you too. And they're with you right now, and they're loving the pants off of you. And, they're just trying to get your attention all the time so that you can hear them and receive and just enjoy your life a little bit more and know that you're a rock star, that you got this, that you're loved. And as Monet said at the outset, it can be easy. It can be easy. And so invite that energy in your space. And when it doesn't feel easy, just love yourself too, So that's my party message. This has been so much fun. And I'm excited to come back. I won't be live, but I'm excited to come back next month with the season 2 of Living in Alignment.
We'll see everyone then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to Ask Your Spirit Guides with Dr. Victoria Shaw, your weekly gateway to divine guidance and soul alignment. Each week, intuitive counselor and spiritual teacher Dr. Victoria Shaw connects with spirit to bring through live channeled messages from your personal guides, offering clarity, healing, and support on your journey. Whether you receive a personal reading or simply tune in, know that every episode delivers a powerful energetic transmission meant just for you. We're live every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific on SoulSearch TV, streaming online on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and our mobile app. Take a deep breath, open your heart, and prepare to receive. This is Ask Your Spirit Guides, and your journey starts now.